Hello everyone! Bonsoir tout le monde. Je suis désolé, j'ai eu quelques petits problèmes techniques. I'm sorry, I got a few little technical issues, but I'm back. Welcome. Bienvenue, bonsoir. And I'm, as I used to say in the last 9 episode, hello in TV land. I hope everyone's doing great. J'espère que tout le monde va bien. I'm a bit at last minute today. Je suis un petit peu à la dernière minute aujourd'hui. Hello there. So bear with me. I hope you guys. Well, it's a wonderful night. Il fait super beau dehors. It's an amazing. There's an amazing weather outside. Over here it's been raining. I got a few bad weather that happened during the day, but over here everything's okay. Everything's back to normal. Tout est devenu correct. On a eu de la météo assez rock'n'roll aujourd'hui. Mais bon, tout est revenu correct. Donc, je peux très bien comprendre que vous êtes à l'extérieur en train de profiter du beau temps au lieu de venir m'entendre dire des niaiseries. So I assume that you're probably outside. It's summertime. It's a wonderful day. So instead of listening to me for the next hour, I totally understand if you're going outside and do something with your life. Ouais, hein? Ouais, c'est quelque chose, hein? Poppy. C'est un de mes chums qui me l'a fait faire. Fait que Yoda's Workshop Cap. Eventually, peut-être qu'un jour, je vais même pouvoir faire. Je suis en train de regarder pour faire des t-shirts Yoda's Workshop pour pouvoir vous en offrir et peut-être même en faire tirer, mais ça, c'est une autre histoire. Donc, aujourd'hui, je voulais faire quelque chose de différent. Je voulais revenir un peu à la base. Today, for today's episode, I wanted to go back to what this podcast is all about, to talk about Star Wars stuff, toy stuff, things that I've learned over the years, some of the items that I love that I don't like or whatever. Kristen! Hi, Kristen. Good to see you. I don't understand. Yeah, but, well, Kristen, if I don't, it's probably not your first time over here, but this podcast I always do and at the same time in French and in English. So what I say in French, I always say it in English and vice versa. So, but I don't talk German or Spanish, but not yet. So yeah, so don't worry if you're listening and for a short or longer period of time I talk in French. Don't worry, I always try to do my best to translate it afterwards in English. So it's like a free French course for the people that don't know French. So, see, that in French I would say, c'est un cours gratuit en français pour nos amis qui ne parlent pas français. Ah, bien oui, bien sûr. Yeah, that's a lot of words. Yeah, I know, and this thing lasts for about an hour, but I try to make it last for an hour, but most of the time it lasts like more. Oui, you see, you're getting good. I try to make it last an hour, but most of the time it goes way off, more like an hour and a half. But tonight I'm gonna try to do my best to make it. Oh, Kirk! Bonsoir, mon ami. Comment ça va, Kirky? Well, Kirk, you know what? If you want, you can go back. By the way, for the viewers that are here live, but the ones that are watching this not live, I've already said it before, but I've started the Yoda's Workshop YouTube page. And on this page, you will find all the Vintage Kids podcast episodes. They are all available over there. And if I make a video of something for Yoda's Workshop, it will be there. So at the end of this video, if you're watching it on YouTube, you'll see that I put on the logo where you can subscribe, and you'll receive every time notification when the podcast is put on YouTube. But for now, I'm doing this on Facebook. I'm not really professional on this point of view. So eventually I want to learn what is the best way that I can include like videos or 2 cameras or whatever, because I want to I've got plans to have like guests and eventually anyway. So this podcast is not a sale. I don't sell anything. It's really a moment for us to get together once a week and talk. Hey, Greg Marshall. I'm good, by the way. I'm a bit late. I was late. I look at my watch when I was eating, and I said, "Oh my God, I'm late!" So I did not have time to take everything out that I wanted to show you guys, because today we're going to talk about statues, busts, figures, jumbos, or whatever. And as you can see, my camera is not doing a very good job. I purchased a very expensive camera, and I was hoping that it will get like better clear shots, but there he goes. I'm okay. Hey Jim, how do you do, man? I'm late for everything when I eat. Yeah, well, when you eat cereals, it's faster, and you can bring your bowl anywhere that you go. It looks weird, but you know. Si tu as besoin d'aide pour ton setup de caméra, écris-moi. Non, ben j'ai acheté une caméra, mais tu sais, j'ai pas payé 1000$, là, mais je m'attendais à quelque chose de mieux, parce que quand je veux montrer un item, tu sais, de proche, tu sais, je voulais que le focus se fasse comme faut, tu sais. Mais il se fait comme faut, mais c'est long, tu sais. Puis là, une fois qu'il est fait, ben c'est moi qui est plus au focus pendant 5 minutes, tu sais. Là, il est pas capable d'aller le chercher. Anyway, so yeah, I wanted to buy a better camera for show you guys stuff closer, and I just said cereal is easy to eat, but in French, oh yes, in French I would say les céréales c'est beaucoup plus facile à manger. Tu peux amener ça n'importe où avec ton bol. You can walk around, tu peux te promener n'importe où. Fait que les céréales, cereals in French is céréales. You know, not very hard to remember. Phil is to Kirk as Fennec is to Kristen. Don't start rumors. By the way, it's really nice to have you guys tonight with us, with me. So for the newbies, I hope that I won't be too boring. Cereals, see, fancy, yeah. But and you know what? You can you can write it the same way. Les céréales in French, same thing as in English. Cereals, except for the S. I don't know if there's always an S in English. Cereals. I don't know. Anyway. Don't be a cereals killer. Very bad, very bad. I'm going to lose viewers now. Well, I tried to do my best. And like I said, I'm not here for the views. I'm not here for the likes. I'm not here for the fame. God knows I'm already famous. Well, in my family. My mom loves me a lot. And Kirk. So yeah, I'm not doing this for to show off. I'm really doing this for fun, as you guys know. In my house, anyway, cereals. I think, yeah, well, cereal is good, man. Depending on which one you eat. Les céréales, c'est bon. Ça dépend quelle sorte que tu manges. If you eat every morning Captain Crunch, might be bad for your heart. But I mean, if you eat mini wheats, ooh, that's good. It's very good, but make sure that you have a toilet near, because, you know. I'm here for the likes. Yes, I know you are, but you're Kristen. You're already so. You're like famous not only in our group. You're famous, I mean, everywhere you go. And that we could make a complete episode just on that subject. I'm here for my order. Greg, that's a good point. Was it ping pong balls? What did you order? Some ping pong balls? I don't remember, man. Yeah, good luck for it. And did you try to call the number again? 1-800 Kristen Lee, or I'm not sure it was. Uh, Kirk, I love you, man. You have no idea how much I appreciate you. You know, it's crazy because for us people, and I talked with Kristen yesterday or the day before, and this is amazing because I consider some of you guys not only my friends, but you've become even more than friends because we've known each other for over almost 2 years. I don't remember, around a few years, and we've never met. I was unable to go at the ICCC and for medical reasons, and I mean, I know it's going to happen, so I know we're gonna meet. We'll end up being all together, that's for sure. And I'm not talking in heaven; I'm talking in real. We're gonna be able to hug each other. Anyway, so thank you for being here. Autograph photo, ping pong balls. Yeah. I when you wrote that back in the first time, you said there's no answer when I'm calling, or what about my order? I was just about to order about 1,000 ping pong balls, and I said, "Oh, I'll wait for Greg to receive his order." MMC meetup in Georgia. Why not an MMC meetup in Montreal, where everybody knows my name? Where everybody knows Kristen Lee's name. Well, that could be a good entry for another podcast. Anyway, I'm gonna have to talk with Derek eventually because I want to see if I can have I can manage to ask him to make me a little intro video for this podcast for the Vintage Kids. And if you guys are following this podcast since the beginning, you know that every time that there's a podcast, I Photoshop myself in in Star Wars pictures of what I'm talking about at this podcast. And I did some bust ones. So I was thinking perhaps I might create an opening video for this podcast using these pictures. So yeah, I know Derek is a king, man. Derek is the Steven Spielberg of videos. I mean, I did that job for most of my life, creating videos and stuff, but he's the king. Anyway, okay. Oh man, where are the manners? What's up, man? How do you do, Joe? Hey Sam, by the way, your box just left this evening, so you should receive your box shortly. By the way, Kristen, I didn't receive yours yet, but as soon as I get it, I'll let you know, and we'll be able to fix our the other things that I've asked you for the R2 and stuff. Anyway, Greg to see you. Great to see you, Sam. Okay, what we are going to talk about today, because I mean, this is the reason why I'm doing this. The subject of the podcast is just a reason to show up. You know, it doesn't really matter to me if during this whole hour we talk about something else. And I invite you guys to ask questions or whatever. I try to follow all the comments, and I tried to read them all, but I don't read English. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, I think more orders in Portugal. Oh man, now we're in deeper trouble. Now this story is getting like season 2 or season 3 kind of possibility there. The Great Martial Order, season 3, back in Portugal. Oh, what my hat says? It says Yoda's Workshop. It's one of my friend that he created 2 of these. They are handmade. There's a guy around here. I don't remember where exactly, but you show up and it's a white cap and you can put anything that you want. So my friend showed up with my with Yoda, the Yoda that I use for Yoda's Workshop, and this guy wrote down Yoda's Workshop on the cap. And yeah, I missed the Comic-Con, but I've talked to a lot of my friends. Anyway, I'm just going to tell the story about this cap. So we did the Comic-Con back in just before the pandemic. On a fait la Comic-Con à Laval. Well, it's like the mini Montreal Comic-Con. It's the same people that prepare this Comic-Con. And he came up with 2 hats. So my friend got one, I've got one. So, and today I was looking around which cap, because there's so much space up here that I need to put some for sale or ready for advertisement. But when I put my cap on, I look much better. Anyway, okay. Yeah, so I missed the Comic-Con in Montreal this weekend, but I've talked with the people that, the organizers. I've talked with many of the people that were there, and from what I heard, it was great. Great people that was invited, great actors. I think that there's 2 people from Stranger Things that were there. Also, the Terminator, not Arnold, but I forgot his name, but the guy that plays also in the X-Files and plays in so many other stuff, that plays the liquid Terminator in Terminator 2. I forgot his name. Anyway, well, from what I heard, it was great. I wonder if there's going to be one in Laval this year. I don't know. I talked to Jason and I talked to Jeff. J'ai parlé à Jason, à Jeff très très rapidement, mais ils m'en ont pas fait allusion. Mais ce qu'il m'avait dit de toute façon avant la pandémie, c'est que le prochain à Laval, ça coûterait plus cher. The thing about this Comic-Con in Montreal, well, probably anywhere, whatever the place that you go, if you don't own a company, if you don't have a registered company, it costs a lot to have a table over there. To give you an idea, in the last one that I did in 2019 in Laval, cost me $600. So $600 is like $25 US, but for us it's a lot of money. It's not $25 US, you know what I mean. But the thing is, since I don't have a company, I'm just a regular Joe. I cannot put that $600 as lost money from my company. So it's money that came out right of my pocket. And if you probably guys know, I'm not rich, far from it. So the thing is, when you're at the Comic-Con and you bring your stuff, first of all, the first $600 that you sell, you don't make a penny. So it's like you have to pay $600 cash, and then you have to sell $600 of stuff before you make $1. So once again, we're not necessarily there to make money, but people that go there, most of them have businesses, they have stores, so they don't really care about paying the $600 for this table, because they put it as lost money for the company. But me, I don't have a company, so this is all on my shoulders, on my wallet, which is pretty. Yeah, Robert Patrick, thank you very much, Greg. You're right on. Robert Patrick was there this weekend in Montreal. But also, like I said, two of the actors from Stranger Things, the first girl that dies in season 4, and leader, the basketball, not coach, but basketball guy, that girlfriend, boyfriend there. I'm really not good with names. Anyway, it's another story, but I forgot a lot of names now. Anyway, I remember Kirk. Yeah, so love the Comic Cons. I used to do them a lot back in the days, but it would cost me $100, not $600 to get a table back in the days. But nowadays it's like, oh, we have to pay. Yeah, I mean, talk with Michael Evans about this. There's a reason why he created the ICCC, and that's I think that's the way to go. Anyway, okay. So if you guys have questions, I'm really gonna try to follow every comments over there, and I'm sorry if I forgot or there's one that goes by and I did not read it. Just write it down. Hey Phil. Also, if I start speaking in French for like 25 minutes, you can say, hey, Phil, you've been talking in French for 25 minutes. We don't understand a goddamn thing you're saying. Même chose en français. Si je parle juste en anglais comme je viens de faire les 15 dernières minutes, gênez-vous pas de dire, hey man, moi, je suis ici parce que je veux t'entendre parler en français parce que je comprends rien en anglais. C'est correct aussi. And as you guys know, the reason why I do this, I've got tons of friends in the U.S. I've got tons of friends in English Canada, but I'm in Quebec, so there's a lot of my friends and people that follow me on Yoda's Workshop, or people that trade or sell or buy me stuff or sell me stuff are in Quebec. Avez-vous déjà été dans une prison turque? What the? Have you ever been in a Turkish prison? Well, I hope not. I don't remember, but there's a lot of things that I did back in the 90s that I don't remember. No, I'm kidding. Maybe not in the Turkish one. Interesting. That's a good one, Sam. Thank you, Google. Right? That's a good one. All right. So today, what I want to talk about, what we were supposed to talk about, we've been here for 23 minutes, and I did not even start talking about this subject. And anyway, if we're not able to go through it, it will be next week. It doesn't matter. I'll be there also next week, as usual. Even if there's like one person watching, even 0 person, it's okay with me, because, like I said, I'm putting this on YouTube afterwards on our channel, so people can watch it over there. I'm doing this for fun. Okay, so this week I wanted to talk about the busts, statues, and this area of Star Wars, and also Marvel and DCU or whatever. But I wanted to, of course, I'm a Star Wars fan, as you guys know. J'ai déjà été dans une toilette turque. Ouais, moi, je vais passer mon tour. J'aime mieux les petites toilettes québécoises bien confortables là, qui font plus. So yeah, I want to go back and try to talk about the start of this old statue and bust thing that brought us all the way to Hot Toys and even like life-size guys. But life-size is another story. Donc aujourd'hui, je vais vous parler des bustes, des statues, des figurines qui ont comme pris un peu plus d'ampleur parce qu'ils ont comme parti une espèce de section différente, pas juste dans Star Wars, mais aussi dans Marvel puis toutes les autres de DCU, tout ça. Là. Hey Garen, what's up, man? What is a Star Wars? Never heard of it. Yeah, I don't know, man. I just received this thing by mail, and I said, "Oh, good-looking snowman." Good to see you, by the way, Garrett. I hope everyone's doing great. Your families, everyone is a-okay. I love watching your pictures, man. Your family stuff that you put on Facebook. Always fun to watch. Anyway, so like I said, they've started this kind of new. I don't know if it's at first they thought that older, once the fans from the 1970s and 80s would have money, they would not purchase any figures anymore. They would like to have more sophisticated action figures. Donc, je sais pas si c'est parce que les compagnies ont pensé que maintenant que les jeunes enfants des années 70-80 avaient comme du cash, ils n'allaient plus nécessairement collectionner des figurines de Star Wars, des 374, 375. Donc, ils ont parti cette espèce de nouveauté-là qui sont un peu les statuettes. So they started this new kind of more expensive kind of toys. And once again, as usual, I'm going to say it again, I'm not an expert on any of the things that I talk about. I'm a regular Joe that loves and collect, and I've been doing this for years. And what I talk about in this podcast is always the way I see it, the way that I've learned it. Donc, je suis pas un expert de rien de ce que je vais vous raconter. Ça se peut que je me trompe. Et si vous avez l'information, vous dites, Phil, c'est pas ça qui est arrivé, parce qu'il est arrivé ça avant, dites-moi-les, je vais être le premier à dire, il n'y a pas de problème. So what I was saying is that I'm always going to talk about the things that I know, but I'm not an expert. So if I say something that you guys know that it's not right, go ahead, tell me, Phil, you're wrong. This happened before, or there's this wave that came out before. I always try to do my best to talk about the things that I know. Calling himself Joe again when he's Phil. Yeah, but I'm just a regular Joe. You're Joe Ferraro, man. You're not just a regular Joe. You're like the top of the Joes, you know. There's like regular Joes like me. There's GI Joes, and there's Joe Ferraro all the way up here, you know. I would even say like up here, where you can't not see it. So when I was selling most of the stuff back in the 1988, 1989, 98 and 99, en 1998-99, quand je vendais vraiment beaucoup sur eBay, when I was selling on eBay a lot, that's something that you guys probably don't know, but I started to sell on eBay back in 1998, and funny thing, I was one of the first seller on eBay over here in Quebec. So I made a few TV shows and interviews and interviews for magazines, business magazines. Anyway, that's another story that we could talk about later on. But what I remember at first that came out, ce que je me souviens, les premières affaires qui ont sorti qui étaient comme pas des figurines, and I remember that the seller told me that it would probably be like the future of collecting. He was not wrong, but he was not right. It was when these came out. These were the Force Unleashed figures. And I know that when I saw these, I said, oh, that's cool, but I did not fall in love with them. Donc ça, je me souviens là, dans les années 98-2000, c'est les Unleashed qui ont commencé à sortir, là. Puis là, le vendeur m'avait même dit, ça va être le futur, c'est ça qui s'en vient. Yeah, they were. Yeah, you're totally right. Hey Frank, ça va bien, man? And I mean, they did a great job on most of them. And this is why I think that they thought that like older collector needed more like greater stuff or more eye-hand stuff. They were really, like you said, a turning point. And after that, and once again, I might be wrong, we started to see these guys show up, the sideshows. And the thing with the sideshows, they're great. And for me, it's like, okay, they're doing this great figures with amazing details. Là, les sideshows sont sortis. OK, ils font vraiment quelque chose de cool. Il y a vraiment plus de détails. The prices were a little higher. And for me personally, I really loved a lot more the sideshows that came out than the Unleash. But if you think about, yeah, rest in peace, Christopher Lee. If you think about it, the sideshows, what they did, they just like gave the older 12 inches and the G.I. Joes and the Action Jackson guys, all this sets that existed back in the 1970s. Dans le fond, quand tu penses à ça, ils ont comme pris ce qui existait déjà avec les G.I. Joe des années 70, puis tout ça, Action Jackson, puis toutes les hommes bioniques, $6 Million Man and whatever, and they gave it like steroids. Well, not like steroids like for the Power of the Force 1980, 98, 97 figures, but like they said, we used to sell these, so perhaps there's still like a market for it. Donc ils ont dit, hey, on a vendu tellement dans le temps de ces affaires-là, je peux pas croire que si on les rend encore plus intéressants, if we make them a lot more interesting, more detail, we'll be able to sell them. The sideshow figures were mostly dolls. Yeah, well, exactly, but G.I. Joes were dolls. They've always said that the G.I. Joes were the Barbies for the boys. So back then and some of them are way much higher than this, the $350. Il y en a qui se vendent encore même plus cher que ça. I'm sorry, I'm gonna do something here that I've always wanted to do. I know we're not gonna win it this year, but hey. There you go. That's as close as I'll be able to drink from the Stanley Cup. Anyway, sorry about that. Okay. So then came the sideshows, and they did a great job. Sideshows, they're still doing. No, they're not doing new sideshows anymore. So what happened after that? There's this. I don't know if sideshows. Perhaps someone will be able to tell me this. I know that sideshows and the boxes of sideshows and the boxes of Gentle Giant, are they the same company? I don't know. I'm not sure. I think it's the same thing, but perhaps it's not. So when the Sideshow came out, I really loved the Sideshow. Back in 1990, early 2000s, I've purchased a lot of the Sideshows, and I've sold them back on eBay. And because back then I would not sell anything around here. I would always be on the internet. It was not called Feebay back in the days. It was free, man. I know it was not free. It was like 5 cents or 3 cents per article that we would put online. Anyway, that's another thing. eBay's a long other story. Diamond Selects. Yeah, well, I know that Diamond Selects is Gentle Giant. Je sais que c'est Gentle Giant parce que je suis abonné, moi, à Gentle Giant sur le site. Et les Diamond Select, il y en a qui viennent de là. Mais il faut faire attention parce que, encore là, il y a des Diamond Select que c'est pas Sideshow. C'est pas Gentle Giant. Je vais donner un exemple. Here's an example. See where I'm not. This is why I love to do this. Which one was cheap, Sideshow or the first? The first, Garen, are you talking about the first like Gentle Giant busts, or the Sideshow ones. The Sideshow ones are pretty okay. Well, you're probably right. All the little like guns and stuff, they're pretty cheap. Uh, Here I have a 2016 Iron Man, and it's Diamond Select, but it does not say Gentle Giant or Sideshow. So I presume, oh, this one got, there you go. There's a little bump. So as you can see, there's the Diamond Select logo, but it's not Gentle Giant. I don't know. This is why I love doing this, because we're going to learn stuff together. eBay in the beginning was cheap. Oh yeah. It was really cheap back in the days. When I started selling on eBay, it was like crazy because, like I said, I was one of the first selling over here in Quebec. So I was selling stuff in French. Yeah, I think I'm going to do a whole podcast and tell my story on eBay because it was really crazy. Just to give you an idea, I would go to the grocery stores and I would purchase the Simpsons Pasta Can. So there's like pasta with the head of Homer, Lisa, and Bart and Marge and Maggie or whatever. And this can was like regular can you could purchase anywhere in the US except over here in Quebec. They would create this can, and the difference was that the character on the can were talking with like in comic books. There were like a bubble just upside on top of their heads. And it would be written in French. Donc, il était marqué en français dans les bulles. And those cans, I would purchase these cans for like $1, like $1 Canadian, and I would eat the pasta to get fat. And I would sell the empty cans on eBay. And Simpson collectors were ready to pay crazy shit money for these because they weren't available anywhere in the world. So I've sold so many cans of empty Simpson pasta, and I would even offer them to sell a full can, but it would be a lot more expensive. Anyway, so just to give you an idea, back in those days, all the Star Wars came out, Episode 1, Episode 2, and Episode 3. I was on eBay full time. And just like The Simpsons, we would get like pizza boxes and chips bags with characters that would talk in French on them, and I would be able to sell them for crazy prices. Anyway, okay, so we were talking about Diamond Select. We were talking about Sideshow. What I wanted to do is to show you guys some of the items that I have on hand. I'm gonna get one right now. Don't go away. I'm right here. Don't leave. I've got this one. I'm just gonna go right doing this. Oh, this one. Which one? That's a cool one that I received this week. Okay. So I remember that back in the days, there was a store near my house back in Laval, where I used to live when I was younger, and there was a store that would sell tons of movies. It was like a video store, but there was like this part of the store where you could had more geeky stuff. Like I remember that I would have been able to purchase the Princess Leia gun, the replica that they did. Oh, that's another company, Master Replica. But these are not busts. They're more like replicas. That would be for another time. So there was like Master Replica, and for the first time, I saw the Gentle Giant bust. This is the one I received yesterday, so I have many of these all over. I'm going to show you guys to give you an idea. So this is my office, and I'm sorry for... and if you can see over there, right there's many of the busts that are that I'm collecting are over there, and on this side too. Anyway, one day I might make you a tour of this place. So this week I received this one. It's an old one. It's a cheaper one. There's only 1,000 of these. So I remember the first one that I ever saw was the C3PO one. Le premier que j'ai vu de Gentle Giant, c'est lui de C3PO. Et je l'ai trouvé tellement cool, and I thought it looked amazing. I have 2 of these over there. And I remember saying, wow, now you're talking. Now the details on this thing is very, very cool. Yeah, I mean, I thought that they did a great job on the sideshows. It's okay, they're cranking up they're doing a better job. Ils font vraiment, they put more effort to make sure that they're offering a better quality. Like I said, it was probably because they thought that people will not collect little figures anymore, but they were wrong, because as you guys know, there's the retro collection, there's the vintage collection, there's the black series, the 6 inches, and we keep on buying them. So they probably said, oh, we were wrong about this one, good for us. Now they can sell us tons of different action figures. So the details on these are amazing, and the thing is, it's not only they're not only doing a great job on the bust. You've got none, man. Let me know the one that you would like. I'm gonna offer one of mine for a very good price, Greg. You deserve one. So I mean, there might be a few busts that they did that are pretty lame. Yeah, they double in price. You're totally right, because, well, the cool thing is, ce qui est vraiment cool, c'est there's not a lot of them. This one is limited to 1,000. So I know it's not a great character, but still, there's only 1,000 of these. I know that there's a few that they did that are exclusive one. I've got one right here. Give me a second. I've got a Luke Skywalker, the one that I used for my pictures this week. One of the picture this week. Just want to make sure that I'm not going to break it. There it is. So they are limited, and I mean, this Luke doesn't really look like Luke. The quality of the item is amazing, but the face is not 1,000% okay, but still looks great. And this one is the San Diego Comic-Con 2004, and they did 3,500 of these. So I know that there are rarer. I mean, it's not like the action figures that they produce in tons and millions, billions and millions and billions of action figures. They limited. There's a limited edition of each of these. So yeah, they double in price, and that's probably the reason why. Because I mean, if I drop this little baby on the floor and I break his head or break his arm, it's not going to be as easy as go back on eBay and purchase, say, I don't know, a Lando Calrissian vintage collection, you know. So I have to set limits on collections. Yeah, you're totally right. That's another thing. Garen, this is a point that I always bring back in almost every week on this podcast, and I think it's really important, and I think it's the reason why we enjoy it so much. We are all collectors. We all collect stuff. But the cool thing is, collecting is not only a specific thing. You can collect Star Wars, you can collect Marvel, you can collect any toy line that you like. But there's this thing also that is really cool, is that you don't have to collect 100% of everything that is available. You end up liking something more than the other. And everyone that decides that, well, for me, it's Gentle Giant Bus. Well, for me, it's Funko Pop. And whatever. And the same thing on Hockey cards. I collect Hockey cards. That's the fun of it, because every collector is unique by the fact that it's a human being, but it's unique because everyone likes to collect something, not necessarily different, but if you like in a Comic-Con, in any Comic-Con, you could gather like 20 person, and there's a good chance that in the 20 person that you're gonna have there, 18's gonna say, I collect Star Wars. Yeah, but what do you collect? Some will collect some vintage or only vintage. Others will collect, like I said, bust or statues. Yeah, they do break easy. You're right. They really, oh my God, they really do. So this is the reason why the collecting community, or the Star Wars community, or even the Marvel community, or the DCU or DC community is great, because it's not only black or white. I mean, there's tons of gray area, and everyone still is in the same universe. I know that there is no right way to collect. You're totally right. It was so fun to see you guys. Yes, you're totally right. And what a pleasure when, first of all, you're with Star Wars collectors. That's already fun because we can talk about what we love. But like you're saying, you end up talking with someone and say, "Oh, you also collect like bus Marvel, not Marvel, but Gentle Giant bus." Oh yeah, this is what I collect too. Oh really? Cool. Let's talk about that. So I mean, that's the great thing, and this is the reason why I did Yoda's workshop, and this is the reason why I'm doing this, because, and I'm trying to talk about different area of collecting every week. There's so many stuff to talk about. There's so many different subjects, and there's so many different way of collecting that I know that I'll never be able to please everyone that's watching this, or even if there was like millions of people watching it, I would not be able to make everyone happy. But by doing a different subject every week in the collecting area, I'm pretty sure that at least there's always someone saying, "Oh, this is something that I'm interested in. Oh, he's talking about hockey cards. I'm going to go listen to the hockey card podcast." So, because we can talk about the movies all day long, and we can talk about movies or the Star Wars universe for hours, but there's so many ways of collecting and so many toy lines. And this is why Yoda's workshop is not only focusing on Star Wars stuff, because whatever you collect, I'll always respect it. I mean, if you collect some weird stuff, like, I don't know, belly button, well, it's, I don't know how you call this. How do you call this? What you take out of your belly button? La mousse à nombril. That's how we say it in French. I'm gonna say, okay, you're fucking weird, man. But I'm still gonna respect you if it doesn't really hurt anyone. Anyway, so back to the busts. So they started these busts, and I really fell in love with them. But back in the days, I was able to purchase some to sell them, but I was not rich enough to keep them for me. But I kept a few. But now that I've started again lint, naval lint. See, I just learned something. J'apprends des affaires en anglais à tous les jours. I learn stuff in English every day. I'm far from being perfect bilingual, Phil. Okay, so let's talk about not only the bust, but I think that they're always doing an amazing job on the boxes. And to be honest with you, the fact that there's your number on the back of on the bottom of the box and inside, I think this one was never opened. Was it? No, it's brand new, man. This one was never opened. And there's the COA inside. So every bus got his COA, and they always do a great job for protection. So they put important time on making sure that this item really looks like a collectible, like a piece of art. Like, it's so precious that we're going to put it in foam that thick. I mean, I've never purchased a action figure that came in this thickness of foam. All I know in French is to ask if you can swim in the toilet. Used to ask the cheater, you can swim in the toilet, man? Wow, your toilets over there are pretty big. Yeah, because you're totally right, Joe, because they break easy, but even though they break easy, it makes it even more like precious, or like, oh, I have to take care of this guy because he came in this thick of foam. So I don't know. That's probably a marketing, not scam, but way to do it. But it works for me. Okay. So after that, we've got Gentle Giant that not only did some busts, they started to do statues. I've got a few statues over there, but they're all in boxes. But you know what I'm talking about. So these statues started to came out, and they really did a great job. I wouldn't know why they do. You mean? Yeah, you mean the figures, the little figures. You can throw them in the walls, and they'll survive. But this guy, I'm not sure. So after that, the statue came out, and I really enjoyed the statues, but the prices were starting to get even more expensive. Donc les prix commençaient vraiment à monter plus. So for me, a regular Joe, regular Joe, not the type of Ferraro kind of Joe, these prices were crazy for me. I mean, I was 20 something, and I was not making enough money to purchase like this amazing big statue of Vader or whatever. And I have one of the first that came out. Let me get it. The first one that they did. It's not there. Is it? Where is it? I don't know. I should have taken out my stuff prior to this. But I know that they did Chewie. They did Vader. It was the first one, and Leia. I used to have Leia. Perhaps I sold it. I don't remember. And they were great statues. Sounds like you speak from experience, Joe. Yeah, he's probably crying like they really break easy, man. Get insurance. Let's talk about collecting insurance. Oh my God. Oh no, you didn't broke like 3 or 4 of these. Oh man. I hope it was like in the early days, like when they were not too expensive. But nowadays you break like one that sells for $300. It's like, ooh, ouch. Okay, So after the statue, one thing that they did that I really, really, really liked, and I'm really happy that they're still doing them, it's these guys. I totally love the jumbo sets. See, in the back it says, I'm going to look if it's the same. You know what? I think what happened is that probably Gentle Giant purchased Diamond Select. Because you see on the back, it's the same logo that is on this Iron Man. And this Iron Man dates 2016. And as you can see, you've got the Diamond Select and Gentle Giant logo over there. So probably Gentle Giant purchased the... they probably purchased the company. So I just fell in love with the jumbo figures that they start doing, because at first it was not like this one, like the Mandalorian or whatever. It was our action figures from when we were kids. So the Boba Fett, I've got a Boba Fett right there. Let me get a Boba Fett. So I really, really, really enjoyed the fact that they jumbo up the action figures that we used to collect back in the days. And now that the fact that they're doing like Mandalorians and other great figures, it's amazing. So here is the 2021 San Diego Comic-Con web exclusive. This is the Boba Fett from Return of the Jedi. It's like foiled on the contour. And it's, of course, rocket firing thingy. And there's only 750 of these. So I totally understand why they get crazy prices. So back when they started at first, and they did a great job. I mean, it looks like the card backs from the 1970 and well, these ones are like 65 backs or 78, 77 backs. But they did a great job. It really feels like when we were kids, but this time you can see all the great details that they are able to reproduce in this action figure. It looks great. I mean, it really looks great. I was lucky enough to have my droid one signed by Danielle Logan back in 2019 when we met, when I was able to meet him. And here's another great example. Here is the Luke, well, it's the Kirk Stormtrooper action figure. As you can see, young Kirk right there. So with the coin, and I mean, they did an amazing job. And if you guys didn't know, did you guys know that Gentle Giant also produced a 3 feet tall, 3.5 feet tall R2-D2? But they stopped producing him because it was too expensive. I think they weren't able to sell a lot of these. But I saw one at one Comic-Con. I don't remember where it was. Anyway. So, I mean, I fell in love with these. I used to have a few. I've sold a lot. Now that I'm with Gentle Giant, I'm able to purchase them right on the website. Does it say Kirk? Any Kirk phrase? Let me see. Yeah, right here. It's hot down here. Oh, wait. See, as you can see, number 45. It's Greg Marshall. Anyway, so they kept on doing the jumbo collection, and I think they really did a great job. I miss the Snowtrooper on those. Yeah, Snowtrooper looks amazing. Only one I really ever wanted, well, maybe Vader. I received the Vader this week. It's not in here. It's downstairs. It's the Ralph McQuarrie one. Let me see. I think you can see it. Yeah, it's the concept one. I received this one. Sorry, I don't know if you can see, but it's the Ralph McQuarrie one, and it looks great. It looks really cool, and that's probably the reason why they look so great. It's like I said earlier, you can see the details like really close in your face. They look amazing. Okay, so after, well, not after, but they kept on doing the other ones that they started to do. As you can see, like this one, I received it. I don't remember when I purchased it. This is a more recent one. This is the child in the hover pram, hover pram, and this one is a milestone. So they did like different. They did like different series. Ils ont fait des séries comme différentes. Et once again, encore une fois, c'est Diamond Select, mais c'est Gentle Giant. So there's both company on the same box, and it's as usual the same famous box from Gentle Giant that they also use with the Sideshows. So this is why I was wondering if Sideshow and Gentle Giant are the same company. Anyway, so they really are doing a great job. Look at the details on this guy. So I was really happy when I learned and I realized that Gentle Giant kept on doing these. What happened that I really like, how can I say it? Ce qui m'a comme fait un peu chier. In English I would say it pisses me off. Yeah, it pissed me off. Now that they were doing statues and they were like selling great statues. I mean, I've got a Clone Troopers over there. I've got a great statue of Zuckuss. I've got Zuckuss. I've got a Boba Fett. But now these like statues were around $200-300 or even more. Donc les statuettes commençaient à être à 200-300 pièces. Puis c'est comme OK, tu sais, je comprends. I understand. You're purchasing like very good quality. I understand the reason why the prices are so high. But now after that came out the Hot Toys. And is Hot Toys from Gentle Giant? I don't know. I don't collect Hot Toys, sadly, because the prices on Hot Toys are way crazy. The prices are crazy in the US. Can you imagine the prices in Canada? Les prix sur les Hot Toys sont complètement malades. Une statuette à 1000 pièces, à 1500 pièces. The prices on Hot Toys over here, they're like $1,500 for one statue. And that if you're lucky to get one. So I totally understand if you purchase one, you collect one, you put one in your living room. I mean, I don't know, you're crazy about Boba Fett, you're crazy about Yoda or whatever, or Luke Stormtrooper, I don't know. If you purchase one because it's your favorite character, you can pay $1,000. I totally understand. But if you're a stupid collector like me, you want to buy them all. It's like, oh, this one looks great. Oh, this one looks amazing. Oh, this one is very great. And you want to purchase like several of them. And I know that people that got money, they purchase a multitude of toys, and they have shelves full. It's like purchasing AFA stuff, graded stuff. C'est comme acheter des bonhommes qui sont gradés. C'est extrêmement cher, mais bon, c'est correct, je comprends ça. But it's like, where does it end? Again, hey, Mr. Jandron, hey, on se voit-tu vendredi, toi puis moi, mon cochon? I'm en retard. I'm a retard. That you are, my friend. Just like me. Ouais, t'es-tu là vendredi, toi? On se voit-tu vendredi? Do we retard the vendredis? So, the reason why I'm saying it pisses me off is because where does it end? What I mean is, when you start purchasing something and it's pretty cool, it's amazing, la la la. Tu seras pas là. Fuck, man. Il va falloir qu'on en fasse un autre, là. Ça veut juste être pour toi. On cancelle tout vendredi, puis on fait... when you start purchasing these things, I mean, like I said, if you would just purchase one, it's okay. But it's like the action figures. They started like with the Mandalorian holding the child, Hot Toys, $1,000. And I was okay, wow, it looks amazing. You purchase it, you put it on your shelf, and like 3 months later, here's the Mandalorian holding the child, but on the other side, and also wearing a bird on his head. So it never stops. It's, oh my God, take a look at that bird. I love that bird. Ça finit genre plus, tu sais, ils rajoutent des petites affaires, des petits détails, puis ils te ressortent une autre figurine qui est comme une autre statuette Hot Toys. Mais bon, c'est ça, les Hot Toys pour moi c'est comme way too expensive, c'est comme trop cher. I'm not able to purchase any Hot Toys stuff. I mean, you're gonna say, yeah, Phil, but you've got a full-size Stormtrooper on your... Yeah, but it's not a Lucasfilm one that I purchased like $5,000. So I understand, like, there are people that got tons of money and they're able to purchase anything. Like, I've always dreamed to have a full-size, life-size Han Solo and Carbonite. Comment tu fais pour savoir laquelle va prendre plus de valeur, mettons? My friend is asking, how do you know which one is going to will get more value with time? Habituellement, je t'en parlais un petit peu tantôt, ça va dépendre de combien qui en ont produit. It always depends on how many they did. And also which character it is. Ça dépend aussi du personnage. Comme par exemple, j'expliquais tantôt que celle-là, tu sais, c'est pas un personnage super populaire, là, tu sais, c'est un bonhomme de Endor. Mais ils en ont fait 1000. Donc, dans le monde, il y en a juste 1000. Fait que, tu sais, si t'as 250 personnes qui en échappent un à terre, tout d'un coup, il y en a plus 1000. Il en reste 750. Fait que ça les rend plus rares. La rareté fait toujours que ça va prendre plus de valeur. Or the exclusives one. Everything that it is exclusive. For example, like I was saying earlier, this is a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. They only did 3,500 of these. So, le fait de la rareté va vraiment changer beaucoup de choses. Wish I could afford Hot Toys differently. Yeah, there's a couple, and there's even more than a couple that I really enjoy, but they're way too expensive. Don't collect for future value. Collect for what you like. You're totally right. You're totally right, Joe. You're totally right. But again, the way I was able to purchase most of my stuff, la manière que j'étais capable, moi, de ramasser tout mon inventaire, all my collection, or everything that I've purchased during the years, sadly, it was by purchasing something, holding it for a few months or years, and then sell it to someone else. And with that money, I was able to purchase something that I would never be able to purchase before because the value was too high. So I've learned that technique, that way of collecting, which some people would say, you're not a real collector, you're a reseller. Well, I don't consider myself a reseller. I'm collecting. But if I want to purchase something that is way too crazy high value that I would never be able to pay, I have to sell some of my stuff because I'm not able to just go around and take my wallet and say, okay, how much do you want? No problem. I don't have the money. So I have to sell my personal collection to purchase stuff. I mean, that's exactly what I did. That's a good example. I got this Miss Pac-Man, and it's a vintage one. It's an original one from 1992. I would never be able to purchase something like that. Never. But I purchased it because it was broken. It was not working. It was in the garage of this guy in Montreal for the last 20 years. And he told me it's not working. There's nothing working, and the water ate the base of the thing. So I told this guy, I said to myself, at least if I purchase this thing, I'll be able to create like I'll do one by myself. I'll put a plasma TV. I'll put a HD TV, and I'll purchase like the remote that you just plug in the TV and you can play Miss Pac-Man. But I was lucky enough. I offered this guy $400 or $500 for the frame. So I brought it home. It was complete. It was a disaster. But I took the time to clean it up. I took the time to repaint it with my girlfriend and my daughter. Bonsoir, Nikki. How do you do? Comment ça va? I love the fact that you guys are learning French. This is amazing. And I've purchased every sticker that you see over there, and the marquee on top. They're not original. I had to purchase new ones and replace them. But the thing looks great, and I know that I could sell this thing for a few $100, a few $1,000, and it's sleeping there. And if one day I need money to purchase something that I really want, I'll be able to sell this thing. I'm gonna cry because I've put thousands of hours repainting it and shining it and whatever, and it works great. But that's the way I have to collect, because I'm not a doctor. I don't think so. I'm not a dentist. I'm not a lawyer. So I never had a job that made. I worked in movies, man. I worked in videos. I knew that I was going to do something that I've enjoyed all my life, but I knew that I would not make tons of money. So I've learned how to collect, and that was the way to do it. Find this vintage piece for $5 and turn around on eBay, and someone will pay 20. So I'm sad. I'm gonna have to let it go, because I was happy to find a Death Star piece, but I have to let it go. And with my $20, well, I'm gonna purchase this, I don't know, E.T. Puzzle that I used to have when I was a kid. So that's the way I've always collected stuff. Anyway, I'm sidetracking now. Like I said, perhaps I'll Dr. Phil. There's already one Dr. Phil. You're totally right, man. That answered my question. Je suis désolé, j'ai manqué des. I've missed some comments. Everything. No, man. I can repeat myself all night long. Don't worry about that. That's why we're here. La loi du trombone. You're totally right. Oui, c'est vrai. Le gars qui a fait le trombone. Ben, c'est ça. Il faut que tu trouves une façon, à un moment donné, de te procurer les systèmes que tu veux sans que tu es obligé d'aller vendre de la dope, là. Tu sais, I never wanted to start selling drugs to make money, or sell my body on the street, because I know that nobody would pay. So, not that I've tried. I'm kidding. Okay, so back to our subject, because I can see that we've been talking for an hour and 13 minutes. I wanted to... Oh, yeah, what I'm going to do. Well, trying to say everything at the same time. I've got tons of other statues and busts. I've got an Iron Fist. I've got Batman stuff. I've got Superman stuff. But one thing that came out that is probably when they realized that people love the busts, the statues, and everything. I think this is when they they told themselves, let's do the Black Series replica of the helmets. By the way, this one is already sold, so don't ask. So I mean, I've got tons of those Black Series helmet. They look amazing. Let's see the Batman. I don't have any near. I'll send you pictures, man. I'll send you great pictures. I sold a few. Yeah. If I don't send you pictures, Greg, remind me. Send me on Messenger, and I'll send you the pictures. So after that, they did the bust and did the statues. They started to do the Black Series helmets, and they are doing an amazing job once again. At the beginning, they were like not so crazy expensive, but nowadays, my God, if you're unable to purchase it right away when they come out, I mean, there's Boba Fett helmets that goes for $350 over here in Canada for the Empire Strikes Back Boba Fett helmet. So, but hey, they did an amazing job. This is a Black Series 1. This is not a Avco. I don't remember. This is a Black Series that was put on a 501st costume. Anyway, so after the statues, after the bus, now we have the, well, it's Black Series. It's Hasbro, but I think it's probably all connected. So anyway, so that is a great, they did a great job on this. And I'll stop for the, I'm trying to, there's so much thing in my head right now, I'm sorry. Achète-toi un imprimante 3D. Ouais, mais encore là, that's another thing. The 3D printers. Is it a good idea for the 3D printers? Now we're going to end up with what I'm afraid of with the 3D printers is the reproduction stuff. I totally understand that people purchase repro stuff because personally, I don't have the money to purchase a black Stormtrooper, a Luke Skywalker Stormtrooper gun for my Stormtrooper Luke that I want to display. And I'm certainly not able to purchase myself a mint on card Stormtrooper Luke. So I totally understand why people would say, man, I know that I'm purchasing a reproduction gun and I'm going to put it in his hand and I'll be happy with it. I totally respect that. What I don't respect is when people sell stuff that is reproduction and they sell it as original. And you can see this already with the 3D printing stuff. They're printing helmets, they're printing whatever. So you have guys that print, I'm not going to use this one for example, but they're printing like, I don't know, helmets or guns or whatever, and they don't specify that it is a reproduction. And this is where I don't agree, and I think it's really wrong, because you're using the trust of the people, and for me, you're stealing money. If you're selling something that you've printed on your 3D printer, at least when you're selling it, please, on the title or at least on the description, write down, oh yeah, by the way, I printed this with my cheap 3D printer or my very good quality 3D printer. But the thing is, some people sell these things at the same price or around the same price as the original. And that is the problem. For people that are new collectors or for people that doesn't really spend thousands of hours looking at the stuff, and that they can. I mean, we're not all Thomas Fagans. You know what I mean? By the way, hi Thomas, if you're watching this. I mean, we're not all experts on repro stuff, and I mean, I didn't know that at first we could have put the guns in water and to see if it would float. But I totally understand that it's not everyone that's gonna start printing 3D print guns or whatever. But that's the issue that I have. I have several figures that I've purchased from Mexico. J'ai des figurines de Boba Fett. I've got Boba Fett figures that were printed in Mexico. And there's this guy, amazing guy, that print limited editions of variants, but he doesn't sell them as original. You know that you're purchasing a 3D thing. So I'm okay with paying $50, $75 for this thing because I know what I'm purchasing. But there are some people will print this action figure and say, "Oh yeah, look how great he looks." Oh, and I'm not gonna tell you it's a 3D print, and I'm gonna charge you $500 for it. There'll always be these guys or these people that wants to make money because, I don't know, that's the way humans are. Donc, c'est correct, ça fait partie de la game, mais bon. Oui, une imprimante 3D, je trouve ça cool, mais ça dépend que tu fais avec. Tes intentions sont où, tu sais. Puis moi, personnellement, j'en ai vu là beaucoup des affaires imprimées à 3D, puis je trouve que la qualité est pas là. C'est pas encore arrivé, en tout cas de ce que j'ai pu voir, où est-ce que je peux dire, ah oui, ok, là, ça c'est vraiment cool. There's probably new printers that makes a better job, but for now, I mean, a lot of the things that I see that are printed in 3D, I find the quality really like, okay, it's cheap, but I totally understand it's 3D printed, so I accept the fact that it's 3D printed. They were not created in molds, and it's not plastic, or it's not the same material. Anyway, so I want to end this night with my little baby over here. This guy I was not supposed to purchase. Look at this face. Look at these eyes. Hello. I was unable to purchase this thing when it came out. Once again, you guys have to understand that when we purchased something over here in Canada, when this guy came out, I was amazed by it. I mean, for me, this is really top quality. It's a dream came. Yeah, he is awesome. Take a look at this, man. I don't know if you guys saw this guy before, probably. There's this thing, then it sticks in his hand. There's a magnet. Used to have a magnet. There you go. I've already told this before, but I'm going to say it again. When it came out, I could have purchased it directly on the website, and I did not because, first of all, the price was very high for me in Canadian money. But the thing is, you have to pay for fucking shipping, and shipping is getting higher and higher and more expensive from the U.S. And that's one thing. Shipping is crazy from the US to Canada. Even if you're in Vermont and you're shipping it to Montreal, which is like 2.5 hour car drive, you have to pay this almost the same price as if it would come from Florida or Texas. And once you paid for shipping, now UPS is waiting with a new bill, and FedEx is waiting with a bill to get his money on your purchase. And of course, you have to pay customs. And the custom fees are at around 25%. So for every $100 that I purchase, I have to pay an extra $25. So everything that I purchase $100 in the US, I have to consider, first of all, that I have $25 more that I'll have to pay, and that's not the shipping. This is only customs. So I did not purchase it because the prices were way too high. By the way, did you guys know that underneath there's this amazing image on the base? Anyway, I love this guy. So you're going to say, Phil, how come you have one? Well, what happened is I was lucky enough to find someone in Quebec City that purchased two of these guys, and he ended up selling the second one. And I was able to purchase it at the same price if I would have purchased it on the website without custom and without shipping. So I don't know how this guy managed to get him at a good price. Probably because he purchased more than one, or this guy got a company and he purchased it perhaps already in Canada because he purchased it from, I don't know, another store. But this guy was able to sell it to me at a very good price. And that's the way I'm able to purchase my stuff. As some of you guys know that I purchase a lot of stuff in the U.S. because I got friends over there that they help me out. Kirk, Chris Roshop, Kristen Lee is sending me boxes, but they know that we have to twist the reality on the custom sheet. Even if there's like for $200 of value, they don't write down $200 of value. They write down $20 of value. So I don't have extra custom to pay. Shipping is already expensive. Back in the days, shipping would be like, I don't know, around $30 for shipping. Nowadays, it's more around $85, and I'm talking U.S. prices. So when I purchase a big box from one of my friends, it's always around $50 to $85 for shipping. So that's an extra $100 for everything that I purchase. So that's the reality that we have to deal with. And of course, you're going to say, yeah, Phil, but why don't you wait that it's available in the stores? I can go to a specific toys somewhere in Quebec and try to purchase it, but again, the guy that purchases for his store is not going to sell it at a very low price because this dude had to pay shipping. He had to pay for custom. He had to pay. So I'm going to end up paying a little more. So I always wait and I try to find some good deals. I'm going to show this guy again because, I mean, look, the hair on his head, the eyes, look at the eyes, the face. I mean, you want to snuggle and rub your face on it. I love you. You want to give him some cookies. Anyway, so I wanted to end my evening with this guy because I really, really love him. Some people always ask me the same question is, what is your favorite piece in your collection? And I always say, I don't know, man. I've got some, sorry, I'm out of focus. It's always hard to say because, I mean, now I'm crazy about my Stormtrooper guy. I'm still out of focus. Come on, do something! This episode of The Vintage Kid is not presented by Coca-Cola. Perfect for cancer. But again, when I received my Grogu, I was like, man, that's my favorite piece. But once again, I know that this little dude is there, and sadly, probably one day, I'll have to let him go because I'm going to need money for something. Or I'll wanted to purchase something bigger and I won't be able to keep him. But that's the reality of collecting, and I'm not the only one that lives with that reality. So that's about it, guys. I know that I wanted to show you guys more stuff, but we'll have more episode of this vintage kids podcast. So once again, encore une fois, j'ai pas parlé beaucoup en français. I did not talk a lot in French tonight. I'm sorry about that. Je suis désolé de pas tout le temps être égal, mais des fois je pars puis j'oublie. Sometimes I start and I forget. Fait qu'encore une fois, je vous invite à m'écrire si vous avez des suggestions pour un sujet. As usual, I invite you to write me something if you have an idea for a subject. I'm always open to talk about anything Star Wars, anything collecting. I'll be really happy to talk about something different every week. Also, if you guys, here, I'm gonna shoot this out in a while. If you guys ever did some, if you sell Phil signed photos for life. No, I'm not Kristen, man. I mean, nobody would want some Phil's balls signs. Maybe Kirk's balls, because Kirk balls are magic, you know. Greg, you just made me laugh, and I forgot what I was saying. That's a good one. No, I'm not. I'm once again. This is me. This is Kristen. You know what I mean? Kristen should have her own show, man. I mean, if you don't know Kristen Lee, she's dynamite, man. Okay, so I was saying that I'm going to shoot this in a while, just like for fun. If you already did a podcast like this, and you know the application or the good way to do it, write me something. I'm trying to find out a good way to do this with multiple cameras. I know that I can use StreamYard. I use StreamYard for my my live sales. But the thing is, I can see the comments, but I don't see the names when I use StreamYard. So I don't know what's the best way to do it, because like I said, I want to put a intro now at the beginning of this, and if I want to like bring something, a guest for this week, we have whatever guest, so we could have split screens or whatever. If you guys are experts, contact me. I need help. I started to look around on the internet, but everything that I find is like, all right, you can use this, but purchase. They all want to sell you stuff. And the things that they want to sell you, it's like that much money per year, and that exactly what I did with StreamYard. But even with paying StreamYards, it's not exactly what I want to use. Anyway, so it was fun to have you guys around tonight once again. I've been blabbering for an hour and a half again. 33 minutes too long. I'm really going to try to do this shorter, but I mean, when I start, I don't stop. So, thank you for being here. Merci d'avoir été là. On va se revoir la semaine prochaine. I should be here next week. And like I said, if you have any idea on the next subjects, you're all invited to submit some good ideas. Have a good night. Same to you, my friend. Stay safe. Like I used to say, well, I love to say, be good, be safe, be wild, be you. Merci François. Cheers. Bonne semaine. Don't go too fast on the web. And have a great week. Thanks, Joe. Take care. See you tomorrow, man. Yellow 2. Take care. Je vais mettre la vidéo sur YouTube. Share this. Talk about it with your friends. The more that we are, the more Star Wars or toy collectors that we are, the better it is. Take care, guys. Bye bye. Bonne semaine.